Do you remember how free it was to go out without using any masks? The feeling of rushing to work, or playing with your friends in the park, or even meeting new people at new places. We were so busy with life back then, rushing to go to places. We even had a routine of us waking maybe at 5, 6 or even 7 to prepare to go to work or uni or whatever. And as the clock hits 5, it's time to go home to be with your family, to prepare dinner and spend time with them. How about the weekends? It's where you and your friends maybe plan to go to the fairs or watch a movie, to enjoy a girls' night out or boys' night out. Then the pandemic happened. It has been a while years since the pandemic happened. It still is, and has caused a roller coaster of emotion. Of course, we experience fear and maybe anxiety and panic, especially whenever we see the new headline about the situation. As we all know, the virus has resulted in lockdowns that led to dramatic changes in health behaviors, with people around the world cutting back on physical activities and eating more junk foods. Food is a short-term relief in response to feelings or emotions, or what we call them stress eating. As time goes by, people start to find a sense of comfort in the midst of a global pandemic, and slowly getting back on their feet as the pandemic is a new norm for all of us. We adapt. In recent time, people from across the world have been preparing a tempest in their kitchen by eating healthy, and thanks to the social media short-form video applications such as TikTok and Instagram, surprisingly, users posted the exclusive food recipe and hacks on the social media, from foodies to business chefs, to entertain and inspire people. With that, it helps them with their body positivity. I'm going to put this to the test, where I have invited a few of my friends to join in the challenge of eating healthy for a week and see what are their thoughts on it and how do they feel towards the challenge. From this mini experiment, we can see how social media have the impact to our life, especially in this time of pandemic. Let's get started.
Hello, so I have just finished the 1 week challenge of the no carb, no gluten for a week. Honestly, it is quite rough because I think because my diet highly depends on carbs and gluten, or maybe because my body is just used to it and I'm not used to not taking it, but it's still bearable because there's still so much more you can make out of other foods that are not with carbs or gluten. Overall, how I feel doing this challenge, I think it's pretty hard for me, even though it's just 1 week, but I guess because I'm used to having gluten and carb in my diet, it did mess up with my mood a little bit, but it was still good, it was still okay.
And of course, for the first few days, I feel a bit weird and super uneasy because there's been an absence of carbs in my daily diet. As we all know that carbs, we really get used to it. We grow up with it and then suddenly it's been absent in your 7-day diet. So for me, it's a bit tough at first, for the first few days, because I feel like I'm not eating enough. And of course, after a few days, like around day 3 or day 4, I started to get used to the diet without any carbs, which I felt pretty amazing, is because I actually managed to finish my 7-day keto challenge.
Well, at first, in the beginning, it was really hard for me because I was doubting myself if I could pull it through, because this challenge required me to fully stop my carbs intake, and I've never done that, to be honest, because all this time I've tried different kind of diets and I never fully stopped my carbs intake. It's either I took it to a smaller portion or I tried a healthier carb. And since this is a challenge, I thought I could pull myself a bit and see what I'm capable of, or what will happen and how it will change me, you know. For me, like, this challenge, I got excited because like I have to keep thinking of the menu, you know, like I have to make it interesting because I get bored easily of the food I eat. I cannot eat the same food all over again, like grilled chicken every day. Cannot. So it kind of get me like excited to think like, oh, what am I going to eat later? What recipe should I try later on or for today? So yeah, that's kind of interesting for me. But I wish I was a better cook so I can think of more varieties of diet food. It was kind of hard for me to come up with a menu, you know, like usually I'm a big fan of chicken, but having to eat chicken every day, I also got bored of chicken, so I switched between egg, chicken, and then I eat a lot of fruits. And also I noticed myself to drink a lot of water. I think that's the good side of it. Yeah. So yeah, and it's been 1 week and I'm glad I pulled it through, even though some of the days I felt like I wanted to cheat, but I kept reminding myself that it's only for a week and I cannot give up. So yeah, I kept going, and yeah.
Yeah, the changes physically not much because it's just 1 week, right? So it's not gonna like show that much change, drastic change. But I guess through emotions, it does change how you feel, especially not having what you regularly have in your diet. But if this were to proceed longer, maybe a 3-week challenge, maybe there would be a much drastic difference compared to a week. But it's still good. I ate healthily and it still made me happy at the end.
Maybe because it's only for 7 days and it's really quite short enough to see any obvious changes. But of course, if I'm willing to carry on with the challenge, maybe for a few weeks or so, I might actually see some slight changes. But I could feel that my perception towards keto challenge or towards any eating habits challenge, I always thought these kind of challenges are hard, which are made for me. Because we often love to enjoy food and all that. So whenever people actually ask me to join in any eating challenge, I feel like I don't have the will to actually finish it. But this time, the keto challenge, it actually changes my perception towards this kind of challenges, especially the eating challenges where they eat healthy, low carbs, like what I'm doing for the past 7 days, which is actually quite good, and it felt pretty amazing.
So since I only do it for a week, I didn't notice any changes on my physical health. But after the challenge, I actually went for a jog and I noticed that I didn't get tired easily. Maybe because like that's the effect of 1 week of no carbs, and also my body don't feel heavy or anything like before. Before, like I even jog for a bit, I feel like, you know, tired, everything. But that day I went for a jog and it actually went smoother than the last time. Yeah. And also in terms of emotionally, yeah, maybe like I could say I experienced some mood swings, but I think if I practice long term, I think I would get used to it. Yeah. But after the challenge, I weighed myself and I lost like 900 grams per week. Maybe if I do it in long run, then I'm pretty sure I will see like big improvement on my emotional well-being as well as my physical health.
I did tell about this to some of my cousins, and one of my cousins really does the diet regularly. So to her, it works, but to some it doesn't. That's what I've heard. I think it all depends on how your body metabolizes everything. It's depending on what you're used to or how your body is built. Yeah, I think some of my cousins were interested.
Whenever I posted on social media for what I eat, what I had for my breakfast, dinners and all that, there appear to be some people which are kind of interested in it because they've been asking me like, hey, what you're doing, because why you a sudden urge to post what you're eating, because normally we only post it on like maybe Instagram stories, Facebook stories, like what we had. But then this time it's different. It's like I'm actually challenging people to do the same for the keto challenge. if I can do it, maybe you guys can do it. Maybe you guys can do it for even more days than I did, because it's actually good to actually practice this kind of eating habit.
During this challenge, it surely has drawn the people in my circle. I also posted on Instagram where few of my friends gave me encouragement to continue my diet journey. And then got this one girlfriend of mine, she had heard, and it sounded like she was interested to do it, but she had no courage to do it yet. So I told her to do it slowly and not drastically. So yeah.
It proves that the social media has a huge influence in our eating habit and food choices, and it does positively affect the body image. From this challenge too, it has been inspirational model for some users. It helped them with the negative perception of the body image.
I may have gone extreme with the challenge, but a challenge is not a challenge if it's not challenging. I am proud to say that the team managed to pull it through, and with the help of social media as well, it helped them and encouraged them to not give up. It also gave them the boost and managed to improve their diet by consuming less carb and gluten intake after. It's safe to say it was worth the pain after all. That's all for today, and I see you guys next time. Bye!